now that we identify the columns, we should be able to convert the shapefile into a raster. Okay, so first of all, we need to specify the location of the raster that we're gonna create. So where we are gonna save it. So output raster location. I'm gonna specify, let's go back to the folder here. I'm gonna create a folder called output raster location, and over here I'm just going to copy this name. So I'm just going to copy this name over here, and the name that I'm gonna use to the raster will be the same name of the folder, and I'm gonna add TIFF, specify that it's a raster. Now what we need to specify is the pixel size of the raster of each of the grid. In this case, I'm gonna use, you can use whatever number you want. It basically depends on the projection of your raster, the projection of your shapefile. In this case, this projection of this shapefile is 4326. So shapefile CRS, so you can see it's 43.26. So each of so basically it's in degree. So I'm basically using this pixel size, which is a small number in degree. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna get from the shapefile that we just read, we're gonna get the boundaries. So the edge mean, also the edge, should be mean, edge max, also y mean, and y max. So now we're gonna call source layer, and we're gonna use the function get stand. So now with this line, so we should be able to get the boundaries. Should be the left upper corner and the right the bottom corner, the right bottom corner. So now we're gonna use this value to get the resolution, specify the basically the resolution, how many columns and how many rows will have the final grid of the raster that we're creating. And for this, so I'm gonna create, so it should be its max minus its mean, and I'm gonna divide this by the pixel size that I choose. Rest. I'm gonna do basically the same thing, but instead of this one, I'm gonna use y. And now what we are gonna do is we're gonna create the we're gonna start creating the raster. So we're gonna call Gdal in this case. I'm gonna use the function get driver by name, and over here we're gonna specify the file that we are creating. In this case is a TIFF, G, and TIFF is capital, GIF GTIFF file, which is a raster file. Then I'm gonna use the function create, and we need to specify first the location of the raster. We already put over here. Then how many columns and how many rows. we'll have the raster file. It's gonna be just one band, and over here we need to specify that the type of number that we're gonna save in each of the cells, in each of the boxes of the array. UDT, I'm gonna specify float 32, and I'm gonna use this compress LZW. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the transform. So over here I'm gonna call target ds, and I'm gonna use the function set geo transform. And over here we need to specify, we need to transfer some of the information that we got from the shapefile. So put in this order when you're doing the conversion. It's mean first, then the pixel size 0 0, y maths 0 0, and then minus pixel size. Okay, so now let's specify, sorry, should be geo transform. Let's specify the so we specify technically like the boundaries of the raster. So now let's specify the projection. So OSR spatial reference, and over here, so we're gonna we're gonna create this variable. So it should be EPSG, and we need to make sure that it's the same projection that has the shapefile. So this one over here, EPSG 4326. 4326. Okay, so now let's transfer the projection to, let's save the projection into the raster that we're creating. So set well-known GeoCS projection. Let's save this. Then target ds. Then over here we're gonna put set projection projection. So it should be SRSE export to Gdal.UKT. So now we need to specify how many bands. So it should be, again, target ds get raster band, and over here we need to specify that it's just the raster will contain one band, and we're gonna, in that band we're gonna save all the line use line cover classes. So let me target, you just copy this line over here. In addition to this, I'm gonna specify that the no data values will be this number over here, minus 9999. Just to make sure, let me fill this over here with this function, and now we're gonna use the function RasterizeLayer from the Gdal library. So RasterizeLayer, and over here we need to first one will be target ds, which is the raster file that we located. So with this function, basically we are converting each of the polygons for each of the classes into a specific raster file. So we're converting polygons to square grids. So it should be type to specify source layer. In this case will be the layer in the shapefile. Here one. You can take a look at the Gdal.RasterizeLayer function, and you can take a look at the parameters. This one is gonna be a longer video, so I'm gonna finalize this. So over here, the option is we're gonna use 2 of those. So we're gonna first touch equal to true. So we're gonna transfer basically all the data, or making sure that we are gonna transfer all the data. And then over here, we need to specify the column that we're gonna, or basically the attribute name that we're gonna focus. We already knew that the column name is ID, and also by using this option over here, we got ID as well. So over here, we need to put ID. So ID is in capital, so we need to make sure that it's technically the same. Let's close the parentheses, and let's clean the target variable, target ds variable that we use. So over here, I'm gonna put none. Okay, so here there's an error. Said well-known geo g cs. So make sure that there is no any typo errors, and also projection. Over here, this one should be attribute. So attribute, and this one is a list. So this one will be like this. So let's run this. Depend on the how many polygons the shapefile has, and also how many classes, it will take a lot of time, or it will take some time to do the conversion. Let's go here. As you can see, I'll put raster location, so you can see that the raster was generated. So now what we're gonna do, let's use so let's open raster by using its array. So this was another video that I post. So in this case, we're gonna use import its array as its r, and over here, oops, let's dd just to delete this too. Raster will be its r. Let's use a function open rasterio, and over here, oops, we need to specify the location. So should be this one over here. I'm gonna put over here, and I'm gonna use the function squeeze. So you can go back to the video that we post in the channel to see. We went over how to read a raster, and over here, if I type raster, so you can see the description, the projection, how many columns. So we can use shape to get how how many rows and how many columns the shapefile has. So now what we're gonna do is let's generate the plot. So fig AX equal to subplot. So specify one, the figure size. Let's use the same one that we used before. 8,12. Over here, raster dot plot that im show, and we're going to specify that the C map, the color map that we're going to use will be jet. Again, let's specify, let's put the labels into the in the plot. So longitude, and let's copy this, and over here I'm gonna put latitude. Let's use show the figure, and okay, this one should be plt subplots. So now, as you can see, plotting a raster, it is basically much faster than plotting a shapefile, and we got the same results. Now, if you can also use QGIS. So I'm gonna, let me remove the layers, and let me go back to the folder. I'm gonna drag the file to here, and you can see the raster file. You can also manipulate the colors, but yeah, I hope that this video is useful for you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.